Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Frequency Soul Collective. It is Beck McQuilty here. We are so excited to have everyone here this evening for an incredible call, a 21-day money manifestation, learning how to do tapping with this process. So I'm going to introduce you to my very beautiful friend who I'm so excited to have here this evening. Caroline Byrd is a distinguished intuitive therapist and Reiki master, is celebrated for her profound connection with quantum and spiritual realms. Her unique ability to channel Jonah, an embodiment of collective consciousness, has positioned her as a beacon of landscape and spiritual healing. Caroline's practice, infused with personal experience and deep spiritual teachings, primarily focuses on individual and collective evolution. Her specialties include Reiki mastery, mediumship, and channeling Jonah, holistic counseling, spiritual mentoring, and imparting the breath of life meditation. She also possesses extensive knowledge in healing wisdom, the 7 chakras, the spiral of life teaching, and is the acclaimed author of Life, Death, and the Birth of Truth, which I have read, and it is phenomenal. So welcome, Caroline. Thank you so much for being here this evening.
Wow, thank you, Beck. It's such an honor to be here. I was really excited when we talked about this. You know, the tapping has been something that has been in my life for close to 20 years now. So I'll just explain a little bit about the tapping. So emotional freedom technique, which is EFT for short. So a lot of people may have heard of it called EFT or the tapping sequence. So what it is, it's releasing blocked emotions from our actual emotional meridian. And in life, especially with money, we have a lot of beliefs around money, and those beliefs, they touch an emotion within you that you either will close down or open up depending on the story or the time in your life when it happened. So the tapping works on the emotional meridian, and as you're tapping certain points, they're called acupuncture points in the body. So instead of putting a needle in, we actually tap a sequence to release what we call a charge of emotion out of the meridian. That charge of emotion, most people will find when you are thinking about money, or you're feeling into money, or you're not having a good time with money, you might get like what we call a charge of emotion rising in the body.
Yeah, we'll do it.
When you have that charge of emotion rising in your body, that is what stops you and blocks you, and it's very uncomfortable. So when you do a tapping sequence, you release what we call a nervous energy, a fear, a worry out of your actual meridian that helps you move forward in life. Now, this tapping sequence came to me, I'm just trying to think how long ago, probably 15 years ago. And it was in a time of my life where I was living by myself, separated from a relationship, wasn't earning much money. In fact, I was probably earning 1 week. So 15 years ago, I was earning about $380 or $400 1 week. The following week was like $450. My rent was like $280. So you can see there wasn't much money left in my kitty after I'd put money away. And I noticed 1 week I had about $30 or $40 left. Now, I don't need to go anywhere. I didn't need to do anything. But what I noticed was I was given this sequence of tapping, and I started to do it. And that $30 to $40, believe it or not, stayed in my wallet. Every week I would open and I would always have money in there. It was the most amazing experience for me. Then things came into my reality. I had what I called a ghost boarder move in because I never saw him. I'd go to work in the morning, he was sleeping. I'd come home at night, he was a night worker. I'd come home every Friday and there would be money on my cupboard for his rent. So money started to come in the strangest ways. things that I did not even realize existed. Within 5 months of me finishing this tapping sequence, I had saved $5,000. Even to this day, I look back and I go, how on earth did I do that? I started my private practice. So I was still training in my holistic counseling back then. And yeah, started my private practice. Money started to come in from everywhere. And it has never stopped. I'm still running my private practice. Here I am 18 years into my private practice. You know, I have my own business running now. I don't have to go work for anyone anymore. Things just changed. So this is a 21-day tapping. So every day for 21 days, I ask that you do this. And when you do it, what you're going to find, and was my experience, in the beginning, when we start anything, we're saying it. We're like, yeah, you know, you're half-heartedly saying it. It's like, oh, yeah, yeah. And then it changes. You'll find in a week or two, something, you know, like something starts to shift each week. So I always find 21 days is brilliant. So you've got 7 days, 7 days, 7 days. So 21 days of mind, body, and spirit. This is why a 21-day challenge isn't just about our mind. You are working 7 days on your mind. The mind is always first, the thoughts about it, what's going on. Then you start to embody it once the mind clears, once you keep going. So you're embodying the energy, you're embodying the frequency, you're embodying the vibration of what you're doing. Then your inner being, your spiritual being switches on. And it is that exudes from you. It's that then draws to you what it is that you're desiring. So 21 days is a magic number. It's 3. Mind, body, spirit, the 3. Anything spiritual is a trinity. It works on all 3 levels, always. So remember that. When you take any challenge on for 21 days, mind first, body next, and then your spirit switches on with it. That's how it enters, and that's how it draws to you with that vibration. All right, so after I was probably close to 21 days of me doing this. So the first, as I said, the first 7, it was the mind. Oh yeah, I have to do my tapping. Let me do my tapping. It's something, it feels like a chore at first, something I have to do, but I'm strong and I'm vigilant. And I was like, no, I'm going to do this. So yes, I did the mind first. And then the body, something started to ground inside me. I felt comfortable. I felt good about myself. I was embodied in the practice. That's the next 7 days. Now, those last 7 days, it was like as I was speaking the words and doing the tapping, I could feel like a pulsating coming from within me. So the spirit starts taking it on. And then the last day, I always remember this moment where I was like yelling it out to consciousness. Instead of me just doing my tapping slowly, I was like, and money is coming into my life right now. And I was like, whoa, last time I had to do it. And that's when it all changed. So something in me just grew so big, the spiritual energy took it on and it applied it. So that's what I want you to practice. I want you to notice the first 7 days mind, next 7 days is the body embodying it, really owning it, really taking that in. And then that last 7 days, you start to spiritually embody it. When we say embody, what that means is it's not just a concept anymore. It means it's a reality. It means that you are it. Not that you are doing it, but you are what you're doing. And that is why the vibration can move into your reality, what matches it. All right. Sorry, Beck, I didn't ask how long I have because you know me, I could just talk forever.
You have as long as you like, girlfriend. You just go for it. I just love it. So it's
all right.
you go.
Okay, so this particular sequence, yes, I did. I'm just looking at that comment. Yes, I'm very passionate. So Now, the key there, when that comment said that I'm talking about it like it's recent, yet it happened so many years ago. Do you know why? Because there is no time and space. Because right now, whenever I talk about anything, it is who I am. It's not the past. It's not the future. This moment is the only moment. And so when, as an example, every single thing that has ever happened to you in your existence, good or bad, is a package within you. This is why we say the emotional freedom technique works on packages of unhealed moments, right? So these packages, I remember my teacher from India, he said to me, it's interesting how humanity very rarely goes to their happy packages. We open up and we remember bad packages more than we do happiness. And so in our consciousness, when we're thinking about something, we tend to go to a negative first before we bring in the positive. And he said, if you can remember that they are all packages laid within you, it is your choice which one you go to daily. No one does that for you except for you. So when I learned this many years ago, I was like, okay. So yes, when I talk, I can talk about something from my childhood, and I remember every single point of it. I remember every single emotion, every single feeling. I can see it in my mind. I work it through, and that is embodying everything of who you are. You become that beacon of energy, and you take that with you in the world. So when you do the money tapping, your frequency starts to bring to you, and you start to absorb things differently. Then, because your mind has changed, your body's in alignment, you're aligned, balanced, and centered with money. So there's no half, or maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should. It's a whole moment. All right. So this particular tapping sequence is called Money Flowing into My Life Right Now. All right. I'm about really being in the moment person. Not tomorrow, but right now. Okay. So I want you all to just get yourself comfortable. The tapping, I'm just going to go through. All right. The tapping we will be using in this particular sequence, we're using both hands, and we're going to be doing points like this. All right. We don't have to bend down and go to our ankles, which we do with a certain other technique of tapping. All right, I'm just going to have some water. So just get yourself in a nice, comfortable position.
And also, just while Caroline's doing that, I have notes as well that Caroline's provided for us to be able to provide you at the end. So you don't feel like you need to necessarily take notes. I really recommend just leaning into it, participating, and just being present.
Beautiful. Yes. All right. So the first thing that we do is we have to, now I'm going to be mirroring. I love this with the tapping. When I sit in front of a client and I go, okay, the left. And so they're following me and they go to their right, and I'm going, no, other left. All right. So your mirror image. So this is my left. So what we're going to do here is, women, men, doesn't matter, but just where your breast is up here, you'll just feel here, and there'll be like a sore spot. It's just above the left breast, and just sort of go along until you go, oh, there's mine. Mine's kind of right there in alignment with my neck. There'll be one point that you'll feel and you'll go, oh, there it is. So yeah, it's called the sore spot. Isn't that interesting? Okay. So it's the sore spot. So I want you to get that, and I want you to just locate it. It's somewhere between the collarbone, above the breast area. So by pressing it, using one or two fingers around this area until you find a spot that's tender or sensitive. So keep your fingers in contact with that spot right now. So just hold it for a moment. And now I want you to take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. So just take a deep breath in. Now begin to rub it in small circular with your fingers and say out loud and with meaning, just repeat this after me. I consciously choose to greatly increase the amount of money in my life right now. Universe, I ask that you assist me in every way possible to achieve this deep desire right now. So that's a statement that we're placing in here into the meridian. So now I want you to just keep rubbing until you feel you can stop and then take another deep breath in. All right. Now we're going to begin tapping. So what we have done here, so this is an opening to the emotional meridian. So what we've actually said is that statement, it's in print one. So this particular one, so this is the sorer spot. Okay, and it's the emotional meridian. So this particular, we have put that statement in there. We've told the body this is what we want. Now, as we're rubbing, so now we're going to tap lightly on the inside ends of both. So you bring two hands up like this on the ends of your eyebrows. Okay. And you just start tapping like this and be gentle. Don't beat yourself up. It doesn't work like that. All right. Be nice and gentle. And now repeat out loud this statement 3 times. Thousands of dollars are flowing freely into my bank account every day. Thousands of dollars are flowing freely into my bank account every day. Thousands of dollars are flowing freely into my bank account every day. And again, you do this until you get that feeling like, okay, there's no amount of time. You go, okay, I can stop, hold those points, and now breathe. Now we're going to come in here. And now we're going to say, I have magnetized money and I open the doors wide and allow money to flow in from every area. I have magnetized money and I open the doors wide and allow money to flow in from every area. I have magnetized money and I open the doors wide and allow money to flow in from every area. And again, you just wait until you feel that you can just rest. So you rest and take a deep breath in and out. Okay, now we're going to come under the eye. Oops, sorry, I'll just get my paperwork so I don't drop it. All right, so now we come here and do it again. Start tapping and repeat after me. Fear has relinquished all power over me now. It is safe to love money, and money now loves me. Fear has relinquished all power over me now. It is safe to love money, and money now loves me. Fear has relinquished all power over me now. It is safe to love money, and money now loves me. And again, once you feel comfortable, you just hold, take a deep breath in and out. So now we're coming above the lips. We don't have to use two hands. We can just use one because it's just in this area here. So you just tap here and repeat after me. I give thanks for every positive creation. I am so grateful for this flow. I give thanks for every positive creation. I am so grateful for this flow. I give thanks for every positive creation. I am so grateful for this flow. And again, just hold and breathe in. And now we come here to the chin. Money loves being in my presence. It always grows and multiplies. Money loves being in my presence. It always grows and multiplies. Money loves being in my presence. It always grows and multiplies. And again, you just hold, breathe in. And now just place your hand on your heart and just take a moment to breathe deeply. Reflect on how you're feeling right now and give thanks for the healing that has happened. You repeat this process for 21 days until you see and accept the changes you are seeking. Okay, that's the tapping sequence. It doesn't take long, but it's so powerful. Those statements, I remember the one when I read, I have magnetized money and I open the doors wide and allow money to flow in from every area. What you'll notice that every night or morning, whenever you have time to do it, when you start to repeat that statement over and over within you, it's as though the doorway opens within you. That's the key. You know, everything is there for us in this reality. But our beliefs, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, they all close the doorways. So this is saying, let me open, and I am a magnet to money. And money is magnetized to me. It will start to enter your reality. And also the one, I'm just going to go through and just explain, you know, these particular statements and really why they're so powerful for us. The next one is, fear has relinquished all power over me now. That's a very powerful statement. You know, just listen to that. Fear has relinquished all power over me now. You are telling your emotional meridian that fear no longer rules me, that fear no longer has a place within my system. That brings that energy forward. So doing that every day for 21 days, you're telling yourself, fear has relinquished all power over me now. It is safe to love money, and money actually loves me now. My story of money was not good, I have to say. Safe to love money. And sometimes I still do this, and every now and then I will have to go back to this tapping myself because it's been years since I did it the first time. But let me tell you something. A lot of people, when they haven't got a lot of money, it's because they're afraid of it. They're afraid of what it could bring. They're afraid of what it could look like, especially if it's the unknown, that you've never experienced it before. Some people even spend all their money as soon as it comes in because it's scary to have it. And how do I save it? What does that look like if I've never had that amount in my bank? If I've never had beyond $100 or $200 in savings? It's always bills, bills, bills. So that particular part, it is safe to love money, and money actually loves me. You begin to create a relationship with money, a beautiful relationship. We all have a relationship with money, but sometimes it's not a good relationship. All right. So that particular one is changing that within your energy. Remember, we are frequency beings. We are energy first. So if you don't change your energy systems, doesn't matter what you do in your mind, it would just change back. Okay. Now, the next one, I give thanks for every positive creation. I'm so grateful for the flow. Even when you first start, if it is not flowing, if there's not positive creations or stories around money, you keep going. And one day as you're tapping, you'll feel the surge move within you. That's what I feel we need to look for in any deeper energy work. It becomes a movement, like you just go, oh, yeah, oh, that feels so good. That's you switching on to what you're saying. You could say things, but if you haven't got that movement, you haven't switched it on. It's really important the more you do it. So as you're doing these things, you'll find that you might get visions, or you might get past things like a thought, oh yeah, I used to do it like that. Oh, that's right. So little things just pop in. What that is, it's not saying that you're creating them. What it is they're showing you that they can leave now. So if it's a negative little whisper or a little vision or a memory, it's saying, oh, here I am. I don't need to be here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore because it's not the right environment for it to rest in or hide in, basically. Yeah. So be aware of, as you're tapping, all these little things start happening. You're like, oh yeah, that's right. So yes, every positive creation, as I said back in the day when I did this, I had no idea what those positive creations were going to look like, but they just kept manifesting in different ways, different forms. Everything just changed. My whole life, how I worked, when I worked, what I worked with, everything just started to pile in. And then money loves being in my presence. It always grows and multiplies. Isn't that just the ultimate of what we would like? Okay. Yes. I'm just going to answer Sue. She said, doesn't it usually start with the chop? We are not releasing an emotion. Okay. As in, normally when I would teach or I have a client in front of me, this also is an entry point of the emotional meridian. They are all, this sore spot is another way to do it. So there are different ways. There isn't just one way of doing tapping. And this particular one was a creation to do it as a sequence just on money. So it's actually not just releasing an emotion out of the system, like just a normal tapping sequence. We would tap and we would go all the way down around the head. There's a whole different sequence when I'm sitting with a client and we use emotional freedom technique to clear an emotion that we're working on in a session. This one is pinpointed to double whammy it basically with this sequence of what we're saying in a powerful way. It's bringing that in, where this one is when we're wanting to release a deep grief or a really deep emotion that's blocking us in life, not just for money. All right. So thank you for that question. That's all right. You're welcome. All right. So yes, money loves being in my presence. Money. Wow. Okay. Money, I'm going to say it. Money is power. And it is an energy. And it is the most powerful energy that you could experience. Money and sex are the same energy. Okay. Now, yes. So thank you, everyone. I've absolutely loved sharing the tapping with you. I hope you've had so much fun, because I just love having fun with everything.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Caroline. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. I am committed to doing it every single day for 21 days. And as we were doing it, I was thinking, okay, I'm saying these things out loud. But we have recently had a new program come into the scanner,
Mm-hmm.
which is called Mind Sync. Now, there's a whole science around it and all the things, but it's basically where we repeat affirmation, like say certain affirmations, we can create our own, or the scanner, has specific ones that we can read out. I wonder how it would go if, because what you do is you record your own voice, it backs it to sort of like some soft sort of music, and then you put your headphones on and then you listen to it.
Right.
So I feel like you and I have to have like a conversation of like later, is it more powerful to just say it out loud, or
Okay.
is it more powerful to hear your own
Okay.
voice?
I'm actually going to answer that right now, because I've
Okay,
got
cool.
that answer within me when you were
Perfect.
talking about it. And I would recommend you physically speaking it,
Out.
because
Okay.
when you actually speak, look, I understand the machine, what it's doing with the affirmation, but I'm a very big, I'm clairaudient, so I listen, yes.
Yeah.
But when I speak, there is a vibration that is vibrating in your molecular structure. Your atoms and molecules vibrate with the tone of your voice.
Mm,
The voice. This is why the scanner is so powerful for healing. This is why we have to give our voice to the machine, and the
mm,
machine sends the frequencies. Yes, it matches the frequencies of this. But for this, I would suggest, because I know myself as being a speaker, a talk, I feel it coming from inside me out, not outside in.
yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes so much
Okay.
sense.
That's, yeah,
Yeah.
that's just, yeah.
Yes.
But I love that. I was actually, when you were telling me the other day about the affirmations, I was like, oh,
Yep.
I'm going to have some fun coming out of that
Absolutely.
one. Yeah,
Yes.
so I would, so even as I speak, in numerology, I'm a life path 5, so it's all about my throat chakra. So I understand the energy, I understand all the atoms and molecules and what they're doing within our frequency as we're physically speaking.
Mm.
Because when we speak certain tones, it is unblocking other things, especially around the heart. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. And I love how you say, like, as we're tapping as well, certain things will come up. And one of the things was like money leaves, right? And if you think, well, for me anyway, if I think about it, when I was a child, all that I ever saw because I was a child really was money leave, because money would be spent and,
Mhm.
groceries and this and that. And whereas, and it's not like, when I was a kid, I had a little money box or something like that. But it kind of got me just thinking, as you said that before, I feel
Mhm.
like there's something there for me that just came up in doing it that very first time,
Mm.
that my belief of money having to go, because that's all that I ever saw when I was younger, was, you know, we had to pay for this, or we had to pay for that, or, so that's really interesting. So then it also turns me to go from a parenting perspective, okay, how can I turn that around for my daughter as well? So I'm excited for what
Yeah.
comes up here.
Actually, that would be a good one for the children, because of course, my generation, my son's going to be 43 this year. So it's like I'm in a whole new, different generation. When he was young,
Yeah.
it's like me, money came in, you worked, you paid your bills, and you only had a little bit left. So you had to save and save and save, because before you could go and do anything wonderful and big. And, we didn't have
Yeah.
a lot of money. So yeah, for this generation, it's a very demanding generation. I want
Yeah.
it, and I want it now.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, what can I get? What can I get? So yes, how could, hmm, and I've always said this with parents, and I think we've tried to do it even with your daughter. It's like, get your children to think that they're helping you as you tap with them. So it
Yeah.
could be, you know, you go, hey, I've got this sequence of tapping, and can you sit in front of me and you do it with me so I don't get lost, or so what happens is they're doing it all with you, and they're
Yeah, that's
changing
cool.
their frequency, they're changing their molecular structure
Yeah,
around it.
that's so
So they're
powerful.
hearing it, you see. I always say to the parents, they always say, can I get my teenager or my, yeah, and it's usually between maybe the age of 7 to 12-year-olds that they want to teach this. And I always say, well, you go and say that look, you need help. As a
Mm.
parent, go to your child and go, I need someone to help me. This is something
Yeah.
I need help with. Can you help me? And they go, yeah, no worries. I'll do that for you, mum.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
they want to take it on. And in my experience, when I was in a children's festival a while back, I was teaching the tapping to youth, and there was a woman there who had a little baby in her arms. And she said, how can I help my child? And I looked at her and she's got the baby in her arms. And I said, well, you know that your child is picking up on your frequency.
Yeah.
So I said, just sit there, because the baby was restless and getting a bit grizzly. And I said, what is the emotion you're feeling? And she goes, I feel so overwhelmed because I'm sitting here and everyone's trying to listen to you. My baby's crying. I don't know what to do. So I said, well, just lay the baby on your lap and just tap, even though I'm feeling overwhelmed. And she did the overwhelm sequence. The baby settled like that as she did the tapping. She looked at me, she goes, oh my, I said, there you go. The child is picking up on your frequency. I said, you don't have to do it on the child, you do it on yourself, and hold the child, and the two of you settle in.
It's so true though, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
when you think about it, I'm a perfect example, as we know, but you know, if my little mirror
Yeah.
is standing there and, you know, giving me attitude or whatever, the one thing I need to do is feel into my own vibration, because as we know, it's actually never about the other. And
No.
so, you know, and just being more aware and conscious of that is just so important. So I
Yeah.
just love that. Thank you, thank you. Now I think you had a little offering, if I
Oh,
could.
yes. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes, I do. I have sent Beck through, there's a link to get a free downloadable meditation from me, and it is meeting your soul. This particular meditation is where you will actually meet your soul and ask your soul a question. And the soul does answer. People go, oh, what if it doesn't answer? Well, you listen, you wait, it will. Sometimes it will be a word, a feeling, a thought, but it will answer. And this particular meditation is created because these days a lot of us feel that we're alone, feel that, we haven't got support. So we have to realize that we are soul first and body second. We
Yeah.
are an energy frequency in a body. All right. We're not a body emitting frequency. We're not a body first, then the frequency. We're the frequency embodied. So when you get that and you meet your soul and you rest in it, so the actual meditation is about you dropping and resting and leaning back on your soul. And it's like you have support because your soul never leaves you. We leave the soul by going into the mind, out into the world.
Mm,
Soul's here waiting because that's who we really are first. We are
yeah.
an embodied energy. And so when you do this meditation, it's something that, every morning, if you were to wake up and just, sit on the side of your bed and go, good morning, say good morning to something greater than the human experience. That
Yeah.
is your connection. And if you connect daily, you will always feel a part of something. You will always feel supported. You will always feel that something or somebody has your back. Now,
Mhm.
here's beliefs. And then when you believe that and you practice it, then all of a sudden you notice that everyone has your back.
Yeah.
Mm,
So true.
yeah.
Well, I've popped that link in there, and I'll also put it in our Frequency Soul Collective group.
Thank you.
And I have heard a gazillion meditations over the years, but can I tell you, and Caroline knows this, her meditations are 100% my favorite because she has like the best voice for meditation, I swear to you. So please listen to that. I know you will. And you can also check out Caroline's website as well. Can you remind us what your
Oh,
website
yes,
is?
I have to say, I didn't realize till I saw it on my paper. I have my old website on the bottom. Oh my God, technology and me, it does my head in. Anyway, I've got to go in and change that. So my new website is www.caroline, CAROLINE -Byrd, BYRD.com. So my name, carolinebyrd.com, with the
Beautiful.
hyphen in between. So yes, you can go and check out all my meditations, everything I do on there. With the link for this meditation, if it's all right with everyone, it is where you will put your email in and it will get emailed to you. All right, but that's all private. It just comes. So if I'm doing anything, as Beck and I will be doing things soon together,
Yep, absolutely.
yes, then you'll be in my system as well to get information of what's happening as well.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Oh, it was lovely. I see there's so many people that have said something, comments and that. So thank you, everyone. It's been a blast.
Thank you so much, Caroline. We're so, so grateful. Thank you for joining us tonight. I cannot wait to share everyone's success in the 21-day challenge, mine included. I'm going to do it. I'm going to see if the family will do it with me daily, because as a family unit, I think that would be super, super powerful. So
Yeah,
I can't
great.
wait to hear everybody's success stories. So thank you.
Brilliant.
Yes, thank you everyone for
Thank you.
joining us tonight. Really grateful for each and every one of you being here.